everybody? It's your boy Razor Ramon the Barber, and I'm back with another fragrance review. Yeah, man, I'm back with another fragrance review. And before we get started on today's fragrance review, I'm gonna need a favor from y'all, man. Currently at the shooting of this video, I'm sitting at 421 subscribers, and we trying to get to 500. So I need y'all to like, I need you to share, I need you to comment, and I need you to subscribe. Yeah, man. I need you to do that for your boy. So when we get through 400, then we gonna worry about 500. Yeah. But without further ado, tonight's, or should I say today's, currently at the shooting of this video, or what time it is, I should say, we're gonna go over 5 ways to smell like Creed Aventus. 5 ways to smell like Creed Aventus. And y'all know how we do on my channel. Before every time we get started getting into fragrances, we pour up a little something to drink just to take the edge off. You know, just to relax, man, because it's kind of interpersonal, man. And none other, what we sipping on today, we switch it up today. We went to a little wine. And it's none other than Taylor Port, aka Hennessy wine, hen wine, Hennessy wine. Yeah, little Taylor Port, man. I like wine, man. I actually love wine, man. It's all different kinds of wine. I don't like dry wine though, because that junk tastes like alcohol. It tastes like sand alcohol, rubbing alcohol. But nonetheless, cheers, man. All right, without any further ado, we're gonna hop right into it. So I don't have a full presentation of Creed Aventus, but I do have this 2 ml of Creed Aventus. And this is, I know a lot of people be batch crazy. This is batch 19U01. 19U01. Get this in the air right quick. And so, for y'all that don't know, Creed Aventus is like, it's been dubbed the GOAT or the king of fragrances. And we're just gonna get into the accords. If you're new to fragrances, accords are only adjectives that describe the notes in which you're smelling. So the accords for Creed Aventus is fruity, sweet, leathery, woody, smoky, tropical, fresh, musky, citry, and mossy. So I'm gonna go through the breakdown of Creed Aventus, or the notes, because all the fragrances that I'm gonna show you today have pretty much the same notes. Some might add, some might take away, but it's pretty much the same thing. So the note breakdown for Creed Aventus is top notes are pineapple, bergamot, black currant, and apple. Middle notes are birch, patchouli, Moroccan jasmine, and rose. And base notes are musk, oak moss, ambers, and vanilla. So the opening of Creed Aventus is real smoky. It's real peppery, but it's manly. But if you like those type of fragrances, man, trust me, Creed Aventus is something you should at least get your nose on. You can get samples from everywhere for this fragrance, man. That pineapple and that bergamot, it gives you that real citrus opening, but that black currant gives you that spiciness or that pepperiness of the fragrance, and that apple kind of bring all these fragrances together to kind of smooth it out. Different batches of Creed Aventus acts in different ways. Some might be a little bit smokier than others. Some might be a little bit more sweeter on the pineapple end than others. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into the 5 fragrances that can get you in the Creed Aventus ballpark or direct clones of it. So the first fragrance we're going to talk about today, I got this fragrance from Marshall's for like 15 bucks, and then none other than English Laundry London. English Laundry London. And Atomize on is pretty great. You're gonna get probably 4 to 6 hours out of this fragrance. 4 to 6 hours. 6 hours is pushing it. It's one of these fragrances that you're definitely gonna have to reapply, take with you. But for 15 bucks, man, it's a workhorse, it's a gem, and it's gonna get you to the average person that doesn't know anything about fragrances, they're gonna think it's Creed Aventus. So the main accords on this is basically the same: fruity, woody, sweet, fresh, spicy, aromatic, fresh, mossy, earthy, musk, and citrus. The note breakdown on this is basically the same. Top notes are pineapple, blackberry. See, different fragrances alter it in different ways, but it still gives off that Creed Aventus vibe or that Creed Aventus feeling. Blackberry and pineapple. Excuse me, not pineapple. Apple. Middle notes are juniper, bergamot, birch, and amethyst. Base notes are oak moss, musk, jasmine, vanilla. So again, this fragrance is not as smoky as Creed Aventus, but it does have that smoke in it. You don't have black currant in the opening, but you have pineapple, blackberry, and apple. The juniper and bergamot and patchouli and ambergris comes through the middle, and on the dry down, you got that musk and that floral note of jasmine to kind of give it that Creed Aventus feeling. But that bergamot in the middle, man, it comes through nicely. It's a nice, juicy bergamot, man. And as you know, man, Creed Aventus, man, is gonna do work, man, especially in the summertime. This is a great summertime fragrance. And any fragrance that is modeled after this fragrance or in its wheelhouse is going to be a workhorse as well. Again, man, that's none other than London by English Laundry. Man, you can pick this fragrance. Don't get this fragrance from like Men's Warehouse, because I seen it at Men's Warehouse for like $80. Or don't go to the website either and get this fragrance, because you're gonna pay like between 60 and $80, man. If you can't get it from a rack store or a discounter, man, don't overprice for this fragrance, man, especially when you can get it for like $15. Again, that's English Laundry, London. All right, on to the next fragrance. In this fragrance house, man, I have two from this house, and I want to indulge more in this house, man. It seems like they make great quality stuff for a budget. And there's none other than Insurrection 2 Sport. And you can see, man, I put a little dent in it. Insurrection 2 Sport. Nice thick cap, man. Nice atomizer. Again, man, so this doesn't smell exactly like Creed Aventus, but most people get the Insurrection 2. But this is Insurrection 2 Sport. So this is like Creed Aventus with a sport vibe to it. You got woody, musky, earthy, aromatic, citrus, patchouli, powdery, sweet, warm, spicy. So it's basically the same thing, except the fruity accord is not in this one. So when you go to the note breakdown, it say top notes are mandarin orange, pink pepper, mid notes are vetiver and patchouli, and base notes is musk and tonka bean. So tonka bean also gives off a vanilla-y aspect. I know that ain't a word, but I like to use it. You don't have pineapple, instead you have mandarin orange. And you don't have citrus, you don't have blackberry like you do in London, or in Creed Aventus. It actually has, let me go back to make sure. You don't have black currant in Insurrection 2, but you have pink pepper. So different ways these different fragrances take to Creed Aventus a little bit different, but the average person don't know the difference between black currant and pink pepper. They don't know. So I think I got this fragrance off Amazon for like between $35 and $45, man. I'm gonna try to find links for all these fragrances and put it in the description below. But this fragrance is nice, man, and it's also too. I got like 7 to 8 hours out of this fragrance, man. This fragrance is lasting me quite some time, man. It's I don't know if it's an EDP or not, but again, you will see it in the description. But this fragrance is good, man. It's another affordable way to smell like Creed Aventus, man. A nice fragrance, man, especially when the wind pick up this thing. Oh my goodness, trust me, this fragrance is great, man. This fragrance is great. If you have not got your hands on this fragrance, please do. And that's none other than Insurrection 2 Sport. All right, on to our third fragrance. It's no stranger to no one, so I'm just come right out and say it's none other than Club de Nuit Intense Man. Club de Nuit Intense. Man, some people say it smells like Pledge furniture cleaner. I don't pick that up at all. Man, this fragrance is nice, man. Moth did their thing with this. Smoky, real healthy bottle. Oh man, get that on opening. This is real citrus, real fruity. Nice, man, real nice, man. This thing smells great in the air. Not as smoky as the other two or Creed Aventus, but it's a little bit of smoke in it. Again, the accords on this fragrance is citrus, fruity, leather, smoky, woody, aromatic, sweet, fresh, and musky. The top notes on this are lemon. So this one actually has lemon in it. The other two didn't, but this has lemon, pineapple, bergamot, black currant. So this has black currant just like Aventus does, and apple just like Aventus does. So this added some notes in the opening of this fragrance. Mid notes are birch, jasmine, and rose. Base notes are musk, ambergris, patchouli, and vanilla. And the dry down on this fragrance is real creamy. Has a little floral aspect to it, but not so much because of the patchouli. But the birch, I love birch. I love the note of birch, man, because for one, I like rain. And birch is kind of like rainwater or water that been filtered through a tree. I like birch water. I actually like to drink birch water too. If you go to the store, you can find birch water and buy it and purchase it. Man, it's actually pretty good. A little different, but something real pleasant. Again, man, I like the note birch, man. The birch kind of adds to the smokiness and the wateriness of the flavor of the fragrance, man. I really like this fragrance, man. I really like this fragrance, man. 8-hour fragrance on my skin. Again, man, I think out of all the fragrances, it's one of the closest ones to Creed Aventus, especially on the budget. It's not gonna break the bank. I got this off Amazon for like 40, 45 bucks maybe. Maybe less than that. Again, I'll put links in the description. But also too, man, this fragrance, Club de Nuit Intense, man, they got like 3 other ones outside of this. It's like it's like an EDP, Intense, I don't know, it's like 4 of them all together. I plan on getting all of them. I think my boy Dedrick L. Hicks Jr., aka the Smell Good General, he's gonna come out with a video. I hope he do, because I know he got all of them and he really loves this stuff. I hope he come out with a video so I can watch it and take notes and see the difference between this one and the other 3 that come out of this line. But we want to smell like Creed Aventus on a budget. Man, this is a must pick up, and that's Club de Nuit Intense, man. All right, 2 more fragrances. 2 more fragrances. And the next fragrance is the most priciest one out of this list, but it's well worth it. And there's none other than Nishane Hacivat. Nishane Hacivat. Man, I love this fragrance, man. I smelled it over a year and a half ago, man, and just recently pulled the trigger on this fragrance, man. This fragrance is amazing, man. Healthy cap, man. This fragrance is well put together. I took them out the boxes already because for the sake of time, but this fragrance comes with a card and an envelope with a picture and the notes on it. This fragrance, man, is nice presentation, great atomizer. And this fragrance does exactly smell like Creed Aventus. It's a lot less smoky, more bergamot, more pineapple. The top notes are bergamot, pineapple, and grapefruit. And you can definitely tell and pick up on the bergamot and the grapefruit in this. The grapefruit is kind of not over sourly, but a little rindy in the sense of like that bergamot, or not bergamot, but that grapefruit rind. But it's juicy. It's real juicy. Middle notes are jasmine and patchouli and cedarwood, and the base notes are clearwood, oak moss, and dry timberland. And then the dry down on this fragrance is real nice. It's real smooth, woodsy, but it's real smooth. You can definitely see the vision in this fragrance from opening to dry down. And this is, and it's another good way, man, to smell like Creed Aventus, man. And that's none other than Nishane Hacivat, man. I got this off fragrance.ca. This is a 50 ml. Trust me, man, this fragrance is nice. This fragrance is nice, man. Another way to smell like Creed Aventus, not a direct clone, more so kind of inspired by in a sense. But again, great fragrance, man. Great fragrance. 8 hour plus fragrance, man. I love this fragrance. Chef's kiss. And last but not least, man, to me personally, I think this fragrance smells better than Creed Aventus. I call it the Creed Aventus killer, because Creed Aventus you're gonna pay between $250 and $400. Like I was saying, I call it the Creed Aventus killer because Creed Aventus costs between $200 and $400, and everybody ain't got that type of carnage, man. So without further ado, it's none other than Parfums Vintage Intense Gold, and this right here to me smells better than than Creed Aventus. Top notes are pineapple and apple. Middle notes are bergamot, pineapple, rose, and jasmine. Base notes are patchouli, musk, ambergris, vanilla, and birch. So they put their birch in the end and the dry down. But the top note of pineapple and apple, man, this is right here is more fruitier, it's sweeter, and it's a better take, in my opinion, on Creed Aventus. The bergamot and pineapple in the middle notes, again, backdoor it to kind of add to that pineapple and apple in the top. And to me personally, I think this add to the juiciness of this fragrance. You pick up on the florals a little bit in the middle notes with the rose and jasmine. That kind of rounds out the bergamot and pineapple a little bit to kind of add to it, to simmer down the juiciness a little bit, to kind of help it transition into the latter notes, which is patchouli and musk and ambergris. The dry down on this fragrance also too is amazing, man. Trust me, if you're gonna get any of the fragrances that I named that smell like Aventus, this right here is the one you should go to, because to me it is better than Aventus. Man, this is a nice fragrance, man. I love this fragrance. As you can see, I put a nice little dent in it. Again, man, that is Parfums Vintage Intense Gold. Man, thank you all for tuning in, man. That's 5 fragrances or 5 ways to smell like Creed Aventus, man. You got some on the low end and you got some on the high end. Man, thank you all for tuning in. Road to 500. Again, man, thank you all for the support. Again, as always, until next time, instant transmission.